Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ASRA Cup Series. Here for Season 5 and race number 7 brings us to Rockingham for a throwback race presented by Harpoon Designs. We've got a long day ahead of us, 134 laps, 2 stages. Stage 1's going to be at 35, Stage 2's going to be at 75. This is halfway through the regular season, so playoff points start to matter. My name is Jacob Emery alongside Steven Tucker in the booth. Steve, how we doing?
Hello. We are here today, man. I am pumped up for this.
I am too, and I'll tell you what, looking at these cars, these paint schemes early on, these throwback paint schemes are amazing. These guys went all out. A lot of these painted by Harpoon Designs himself, and man, I'll tell you what, cannot wait for this race to start. A lot of chatter from these drivers on the condition of this race track. But hey, we will soon find out, as Brandon Bowie's got the pole right now in that 54 car.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you what, a lot to cover today. Tough track, the old school Rockingham. We are back. Hey, typically we have that throwback race at Darlington. I mean, as anybody else does, but Rockingham is the place today. Old school track, very difficult place. We're going to see a lot of issues today, I've got a feeling. Tires in just loose conditions. It's going to be very tough, but one of the coolest storylines, to your point, Emery, are the paint schemes. A lot of cool paint schemes to cover today. We'll cover them throughout the race. Hopefully, they keep the fenders on, those beautiful schemes, but painted by Harpoon Design. But hey, you know what? We're going to have fun today. 134 laps at Rockingham.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I like you were talking about these paint schemes. I've been looking through the chat and seeing all these guys in different setups and all that. It's really cool to see them come out and really make it happen. And we're actually going to pick some of our favorite paint schemes. So that'll happen, I believe, after Stage 2. Not sure, Steve, but I can't wait to pick my driver who I think has the best throwback paint scheme out there.
Yes, sir. So what we're going to do, Emery, we're going to actually have, I've got my 4 favorites that we'll pick. You've got your 4 favorites. We'll agree on 4 eventually. And then in the chat, we're going to post it in the chat. Hey, which 4, that we like. And then the chat will pick the winner for today's throwback contest. And winner of that will win some ASRA merch. Some cool stuff there. So yeah, we'll definitely get that going. We'll announce that probably Stage 1. We'll go through all the paint schemes. And end of Stage 2, we'll get that vote done and have some fun. But right now, Brandon Bowie on the pole, 23.85. Very, very fast lap for him. Devin Smerica right now coming off pit road as well. Here's one to watch out for, Emery.
Yeah, it's pretty close times. Pierce, Young, Graham's up there, and that 87 running a 24.14. Larson, big names up top. That top 5 looking real strong. Look at the 2 Honeycutt guys there. Number 3 and 15, 24.13, 24.19. So, man, these are going to be some close times. I can't tell you how difficult this track is. All the drivers seem like they've been struggling. We'll really see who's got the talent to come out here, who's put the time in to try to get this win. And I will tell you more than anything right now, Steve, I really think we're going to see a new name get a win, because anything can happen here at Rockingham. It's going to get wild.
Yes, sir. I love that. And while we're at it, hey, today's branded as the Throwback race. It just so happens to come the day after 9/11. And right now, as you can see, Devin Smirker in that 26 All Things Go, dedicating that paint scheme to the victims and the families of 9/11. Obviously, we're never going to forget. And hey, it's the day after, but you know what? We're going to honor just a proper thing. Obviously, a dark day in our history, but right there, out there, celebrating and showcasing that memorial. So, a lot of heavy emotions today as well, obviously, but hey, a lot of great paint schemes as well. So, great gesture there by Smirker. Love to see that. Right now, a lot of drivers taking the field. This is a big field, Emery, and Rockingham. Tell you what, a mile-long track, high banked, but really bumpy. What do you make of that?
Really. Yeah, you're right. Really bumpy. 3 and 4 coming out of there is kind of sketchy. Really going to be tough to see these drivers try to keep this car on the track. But hey, I think they can make it happen. We're going to see a lot of action. We're going to see a lot of lead changes as we're looking at the 66 now on the track. See if he can get the pole. I was in practice with him the other day. He is way fast, still fast here at Rockingham. I think he might beat out Brandon Bowie, but we will see as he's making his laps right now.
I'll tell you what, this is a throwback to himself, actually. It's the early season 3 of the ASRA Cup Series, I believe, and probably other leagues as well. But yeah, this Mamacita car, really cool. I've always been a personal fan of this yellow and purple paint scheme. Shout out to Kobe Bryant's organization, foundation. And right now, Brandon 6, P4, but what can he get? Oh, there it is. P1, 23.74. Right run for Brandon 6.
Well, Brandon 6 coming out, getting the pole. Weird to see him in that different paint scheme. I'm used to that blue Beaver car, but changing it up here at Rockingham, love to see it. I'll tell you what, Steve, one key out here, it's if you want to get a top 10, top 5, you got to stay alive. You really do. That's going to be the name of the game. It's going to be a long, long race. I think that's going to be the goal is you either want to be way up front or you want to be in the back and kind of wait for the big one to happen, because I think it will.
Oh, I think we're going to get a couple big ones. I've got a funny feeling. It's tough, right? This track, we're starting to get into that second half of the season for the ASRA Cup Series, where a lot of these tracks aren't going to necessarily be softballs, right? Like not these big tracks, Auto Club, super wide, things like that. We're kind of getting into the short tracks and the tougher 1.5 miles or 1 miles. It's going to be tough. And right now, these drivers, almost 30 of them, have to navigate this track. Do I expect a lot of cautions? Let's just call it out. Yes, I do. But I think that's a product of, hey, tough racing, a tough track, and hey, you know what? Whatever it is, we're here for it, and we're going to have fun today for sure.
You're absolutely right, and it's crazy coming from a road course and then jumping right in the Rockingham. These guys are kind of put to the test early on, midway through the season, where anything can happen. And big shout out to everybody, Race Day Live. Thanks for tuning in again. And a big shout out to our sponsors, Admin Box, Units, Moving Portable Storage, Battle Beaver, Harpoon Design, and Sim Motion. And big shout out to Harpoon Design for all these paint schemes that he's done for these drivers. As guess what, Steve? Qualifying's over. Brandon 6 got the pole. Brandon Bowie in that 54, he's going to be in second. Smirker in that 26, third. Mealy 39, he's in fourth. That number 27, Pierce, he's in fifth. So that's your top 5. They're going to pull it away here at Rockingham. See what they can do as they're lining up. We're going to go through the grid.
Yes, sir. A lot going on right here. I'll tell you what. These drivers, man, I'll tell you what, are pumped up. This is one of my favorite tracks. Pretty sure I say that every week. But you know what? It actually is this time. I grew up watching Rockingham, and it's always been just an incredible time. Right now, yeah, Brandon 6, Brandon Bowie, you know the top 5. This Devin Smeriker car, we talked about it a second ago. All things go, 9/11 Memorial. Love this. Definitely heavy-hearted right here. But Joseph Mealy, Roger Pierce. Woo! Look at that paint scheme, man. Metal Flakes. Looking pretty good today. Daryl Young at P6. Look at that bald head. Love that. Jamie Graham in P7. Josh Larson going to be in P6. Excuse me, P8. Great job right here for Josh Larson. Another throwback. We'll get to him later. But check that out. Throwback to a Neil Bonnet paint scheme. Very, very cool. P9 going to be Tyler Honeycutt. Hey, that infamous number 3. Black and silver. Needs no introduction. Love that right there. DJ Honeycutt throwing back to, I believe, Clint Boyer. Looking really good. That 5-hour energy machine, number 15, looking solid, rolling off 10th. Matt Smith. Come on now. Have to throw in a Kevin Harvick paint scheme in that 29, looking solid. Love that. Rolling off P11. Matthew Fleming in the 88 National Guard. Dale Jr. throwback, looking hot. Rolling off 12th, 13th. Johnny Honeycutt. 22. Of course, we all know this paint scheme. Very, very good looking. James Kaufman in the 25 Skoll, looking solid. Man, I love all these paint schemes, Emery. This is so cool.
I agree.
Nick Simpson in the 46. Bass Pro Shops and Good Wrench, looking hot. Marshall Harris. Again, that Harpoon design. Old school throwback. We'll definitely cover this one too. This is a throwback to one of his old school heroes. Rolling out 15th. Nick Simpson. Hold on now. Another one, 46. Big support here in the chat. Love that. Nick Biddy rolling off 17th in the usual paint scheme. Hey, well, sometimes you gotta rep your brand. Nick Biddy Designs. Go and check them out. Anthony Williams, 18th place, looking good there. Thomas Meeks rolling off in that 55 Aaron's. Nice old school paint scheme there. Loving that. Joe David, the X-Side batteries, number 6. Man, that chrome number looks sick. Loving that look. Michael Lamphere, 21st place. Frankie Barroso rolling off 22nd. Interesting here. He didn't qualify too well. We'll see how that works for Frankie. Trevor Zelazny in the throwback at 23Z. Looking good. Jonathan Wright, 24th place. Kenny Reel in that number 11. Again, another 9/11 Memorial. Love that look. Very, very cool. And then at 26th place, Jackson Anderson. Throwback to his father, I believe. So we'll talk more about that later on. Great looking car. And then Robert Hissong, We the People design, looking good. 27th place. Awesome, awesome grid here today. Right now, pace car's coming off. Already, green flag going to be in the air for Rockingham. We're green. We just barely snuck that one in, Emery, but we're off and ready to go here.
We're making it into turn 1. 134 laps is where we got to go. 1 mile, 4 turns here at Rockingham. Stage 1 ends at 35 laps.
And Emery, those 35 laps will go by pretty quick, but you got to watch out. The high line here is very, very fast, but the low line is where you want to be to save your tires. So if you want to pass somebody, yeah, maybe the high line's where you want to be, but definitely not for the entirety of the race.
Yeah, you're running that high line the whole way through. You're going to burn the tires up, as these guys were talking about that in practice. You got to run that low line and save them. But hey, I'm not sure if there's going to be long runs or short runs. Right now, we've made 2 laps, and I'm liking it. 26 getting a little bit loose coming out of turn 3. But we are green flag racing here at Rockingham, Steve. We love to see this. I know how hard this track is.
Yeah, this we talked about a pre-race, right? This might give us that Darlington effect, right? Where the track is so difficult that people are really racing the racetrack and not necessarily the cars around them. So this might be that scenario there where, hey, you know what? They're just trying to get used to it, try not to make a mistake or get loose. And when you do that, typically you have quite cleaner races. So we'll see how this goes today so far. But right now, very impressed already by these drivers.
Yeah, you were talking about Darlington. You almost can run this race like that. You can run that line, kind of that outside, back inside. It's tricky. There's 2 different ways of doing it, but I've seen drivers out here doing both. So let's see how these drivers adapt to the track. I know it's a little slick out there, but hey, if you feel comfortable running that top line, that might be the move the rest of the way through. As we got 26 up front there, 39 of Mealy, 87 of Graham, all in the mix.
Yes, sir. A lot of good jobs right there. Matt Smith kisses the wall just a little bit. You might see that, especially after turn 2. Turn 2 is awkward because you come off of that and it just feels like it just squeezes you and it just gets really, really narrow. That outside wall just finds a way to hit the inside of your car. Gotta watch out. Gotta watch out for that today for sure, Emery. Big time mistakes can happen there.
Yeah, 1 and 2 coming out of 2 is a little bumpy. It can get a little dicey, and then when you roll into 3 and 4, that banking's so tough and it's such a sharp turn. You're almost blind coming back out, crossing that start-finish line. But hey, look at this, Steve. This is fantastic racing early on. 7 laps down. We got a battle from 88 to 29. That old school 3, a honeycut right back there too, trying to make some moves. Yellow flags out, Steve. First one of the day. Let's take a look and see what happened as we got one car in the wall. Smoke is flying as that brings our first caution. 25 may be involved there as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, looking like James Kaufman. It seems like he might have gotten loose out of turn 2 because he was turned around up against the inside wall. Actually don't see any damage, so did a great job by keeping it off the wall. Maybe a smooch on the right side. No, I don't see any damage at all, so awesome job by doing that. We'll go back and take a look. But yes, you're right. First caution of the day.
Love that 25 car, that green and white old school look. Looks like he got turned in the back there. I think he's going to keep it clean. Maybe a little kiss on the wall.
Yeah,
not bad.
Got some help by the 32 of Nick Biddy. But yeah, to your point, not bad. I mean, that 25 of Kaufman's going to be able to keep going. Not a problem at all. But yeah, that 32 just comes off of that corner a little too much. We'll go back a little further, see if we can see maybe what happened on entry here. So 32 comes down, chooses that low line. 25 might come down here a little bit. We'll see. Oh, it gets loose. Saw the tire smoke and then got in front of that 32. So really not the 32's fault per se. 25 more so gets a little loose there and off he goes. But hey, no harm, no foul. Keeps the car clean and we're going to keep it going. But first caution of the day.
You're absolutely right. And you're also right about these laps. 9 laps in, we got to stop at the 35 mark, and that's going to be our first stage. So that's going to be in just a few moments. I mean, these lap times, and they're 48.87 for Brandon 6 up front. It's going to go quick.
Yes, sir. Love to see this. Interesting to see what they do here for pitting. I don't expect a lot to happen here. Obviously, no one is coming down pit road. Maybe the back half of the field might come off on fuel, but fuel mileage, honestly, Emery, looks pretty good. They can go about 50 laps here on fuel, so I don't expect fuel to be a major concern in the stages. But perhaps, obviously, in stage number 3. But right now, no takers, and pace car lights are still on. We're going to hit a quick sponsor break and thank our amazing sponsors. We'll come right back.
All right, we are back here at Rockingham. We had our first caution, but we're going to go back to green flag racing as the pace car's going to come off here shortly. Brandon 6 and Brandon Bowie are 1 and 2 still up front. 11 laps in, we've got to go to the 134 mark. Pretty good race so far early on. Steve, I love to see this out here. It's been a lot of fun early on in this race.
Yes, sir. We've had that one caution, James Kaufman getting spun, but honestly, no harm, no foul. Has a clean car, no damage. We're going to start right back up.
So we go around here one more time. The pace car is off. We're going to go green flag racing. Rockingham number 66. Brandon 6 going to take us into turn 1 and 2. Brandon Bowie with a good jump on the inside. Trying to make a pass here early. See if he can do it.
Right now, solid effort. That turn 2 is pretty tough, I'll tell you what. But right now, these drivers are making it happen and making it look easy, honestly. These cars don't typically go on this kind of a track, especially Rockingham. And they're making it look easy right now. It's really, really impressive, Emery.
Yeah, it really is. I love how patient these drivers are being early on, because I'll tell you what, practice looked a little dangerous. It looks real scary, but right now, as this race is going on, they've already got it figured out. So great to see. 13 laps in. See if they can keep it up.
Look at this. Matt Smith right now has some issues right here. Was on the inside of the wall. I heard some crashing. Looks okay now, but definitely has some damage on that left front fender. Not a whole lot, but so a lot going on right now. Some man, oh man, tough place.
Yeah, big battle for this number 27. Him in the 87, he's running the outside lane, trying to get past and just can't. But you can see it, these two drivers making different paths here. One's doing the inside, 27, Roger Pierce is on the outside.
Yeah, you're going to see Roger Pierce make that outside line work pretty well. It definitely is faster. But the thing is, with tires, it's going to burn them right off. So it's kind of a give and take. What do you want to do? You know, right now, if you get another caution, or if you think you can make it to the stage, you do it. But I'll tell you what, those tires will not be happy after a few more laps.
Yeah, I think he's trying to run that short run game. But if it goes long, if it goes green, he could be in trouble. Josh Larson, that 51's looking real smooth.
Ooh.
In the back there. He's running the inside. Car getting loose. That's a number 12.
Yes, sir. Marshall Harris just got loose right there out of turn 2. That's going to be Calamity Corner, I feel like, today. That is going to be a tough place to be. Right now, Tyler Honeycutt in that famous number 3. There he is. Going around Marshall Harris. Looking good.
Number 12 getting a little loose there again. Marshall in that paint scheme, I love that. That might be my top favorite ones early on.
Yes, sir. Hey, you know what? Let's just talk about it. What do you have for your 4 favorite paint schemes? Whoa, as we see Robert Hassan here kiss the wall a bit. Do you have any favorites right now?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Josh Larson in the 51 and that 12. I think those are my top 2 at the moment. I'm still waiting. I'm still looking at these drivers. I'm looking at these paint schemes. I don't have my 4 yet. Give me a little bit of time, Steve.
Alrighty. Yeah, Josh Larson right now.
Yeah, now I will tell you, so are we're having the chat. Everyone tuning in at Race Day Live, they're also going to vote as well, so keep that in mind. We will throw that up there so you can vote on your favorite paint scheme here at the Rockingham Throwback, presented by Harpoon.
Yeah, once we determine our combined 4 favorites, we're going to throw that up in the chat as a poll, and then we'll be able to have the chat vote on their favorite out of the 4 that we give them. And winner will get some ASRA merch. So some pretty cool stuff going on. Battle for the lead right now. Brandon 6, Brandon Bowie, both kind of playing leapfrog right now. Holding on to it pretty tight, but watch out. Devin Smirker in that 26 All Things Go. He will be right there and ready to pounce. I'll tell you what, he was not happy after Indy Road last week. Felt like he kind of let that one go. Looked so good, so dominant. Had a great points day, led both stages. But then issues in that last restart just kind of took it away from him. Tell you what, he is going to break through here pretty soon, and it might even be today.
You're absolutely right there. And how many times have we seen this where the 26 is right behind the 66 and 54 as they try to battle it out there? That number 26 is just always hanging out there trying to find the best spot to pass. That's Devin. Good to see him up there in the top 3.
Yes,
but
sir.
Hey, Jamie Graham as well. That 87, he's up there early on.
I'll tell you what.
Trying to make a move.
This man right here, this paint scheme, there's a couple right here actually in line. These are 2 out of my 4 favorites. Jamie Graham right here. We'll look at him real fast. Jamie Graham in that Buck Baker 87. Looking so good right here. Have the on stream, have that comparison picture. Looking really, really good. Love that right there. And then right behind him, Roger Pierce. Love in this paint scheme. Metallic flake to it. That 27 looking so good. I think those two right there are a couple of my favorites. And to your point, Josh Larson in that 51 looking solid. A throwback to Neil Bonnet back in the day. I'll tell you what, you cannot miss that car on track. And I think those right there are 3 out of my 4 favorites. I have to say, Emery, looking so good.
Yeah, I'm right there with you too. I love that you can see the old school compared to his paint job on the track. Really cool side-by-side photo there. 25 laps down. We've only got 10 more left till we hit stage 1, and then they'll make their adjustments. Long race though, and we are green flag, 1 caution. That's it. Love to see it at Rockingham, like you were saying early on, that hey, they're making it look easy right now. They are really doing a good job.
It's unbelievable. Right now, one of these stores I want to focus on too, Frankie Barroso in 12th position. Didn't qualify too hot. I'm guessing maybe had some issues on the qualifying lap. Didn't get a lot of practice this week. And right now, already up 11 spots. So doing a fantastic job. Jackson Anderson, also another one to watch in this 83X. This paint scheme, I'll tell you what, this might be my 4th favorite. Look at this. Awesome, awesome paint scheme. Back to a throwback to his father, I believe. Very, very cool. Right now we have that comparison picture on
That's a good
screen.
look right there.
So cool right there. All white. It's just clean looking, right? Get Mighty Mouse on the side. This paint scheme's got everything looking really, really good right there. So a lot of cool stuff going on here.
Steve, another driver we haven't talked about with the paint schemes, Gerald Young in that 18.
That's true. Looking so good. Man, look, love that.
Awesome
Very,
to
very
see
cool.
there. Still green, 28 laps in. As we're on board, they're looking at the number 18. He's got a clean look so far. A majority of these cars are clean and ready to go. Good racing. Nothing's changed up front. Number 54, Bowie, is now actually up front. I take that back. Brandon 6 is in 2nd. Number 26 is in 3rd.
Yes, sir. And just some updates real quick. Joe DeVito right now is actually off the track. We saw him go down to the pit road earlier. Not sure what's going on with him, but we'll definitely keep that story alive as we see it. Matt Smith right now also on track, but right now currently in 26th place. We saw him get into the wall earlier, potentially getting loose and getting down, and then followed by Anthony Williams and Michael Lamphere as well. So a bunch of drivers obviously having some issues right here. Back at the front. Here we go again. Bowie Esports back to back. Who wants this lead to get to the end of stage 1, Emery? This is just a tough battle.
Yeah, they've both been doing different lines. You see Bowie on the inside. 6 is now running the outside lane. But hey, that 26 is getting a little closer. He might try to get that point for the end of the stage win. Everything counts for playoffs, especially when we're midway through the season. But hey, these guys are leaving it all out there. They're both battling as hard as they can, and they're teammates. So one mistake can take them both out. But love to see the competition early on. 32 laps now in of this race.
Yes, sir. Very solid effort right here. Back a little bit. Matthew Fleming in the 88, actually in 8th place. It's a lot of 8s right there. Looking really, really good. Solid effort right there. It's crazy how a track like this, I feel like, brings out, it brings out the best in people, because obviously it's you practice, you do your thing. It really shows who kind of just has the talent, right? Because it's just so tough to get around these places. And a lot of drivers right here getting around. DJ Honeycutt being another one. We've seen him so far this season being so solid. Really everywhere we go. Road course, short course. Right here, Rockingham, one of the hardest tracks we go to, I would imagine. Really, really impressive to see. But Brandon 6 right now, coming around. Lap 35 is upon us, and stage 1 is about to be completed.
Brandon 6, still nobody is going to stop him early on. So aggressive, doing such a good job. He's going to be the stage 1 winner, going to put another point for the playoffs, as that puts him, I believe, at 27 points already for the season. That's your Brandon 6, one driver out here that no one can beat. Let's see if he can continue at Rockingham. Great first stage, Steve. 1 caution and fantastic racing. That brings up 6 Bowie, and the 26 is Smirker, Graham, and Pierce. That's your top 5, as they are going to go back out and try to get going again. 36 laps in, Steve. Love to see it.
Yes, sir. Love to see it. Big time points by Josh Larson right here. Again, that 51 looking pretty good. DJ Honeycutt, solid effort. Daryl Young. I mean, a lot of surprises up here. Very, very cool. If you would have told me there's going to be one caution in stage 1, I would have told you were a dirty liar, Emery. And
I would agree with you. And to back up that, one driver that I really thought was going to struggle because he just seemed like he didn't have the confidence early on. That's Jackson Anderson.
Yeah.
He's in that 83, and man, he's looking pretty good.
I'll tell you
Not
what.
bad at all for him. Love to see he's in 13th spot, Steve.
I'll tell you what. He put in the practice. I mean, earlier, he told me he was confident in his abilities to get around this track, and right now he's proving it. So, love to see that for Jackson. Right now, everyone coming down pit road. What can they do today? 4 tires, obviously, fill that tank up, and then get her going.
Yeah, you're going to have to get the fuel going, get some tires going. I'll tell you what, late in this race, we're going to see big changes in this pit because it's not easy to get in and get out, especially if we have a green flag pit stop.
Oh, my word.
That's going to be wild. So as you can see, it's a traffic jam getting out of the pits, but hey, nothing's changed up front there. 6 and Bowie are 1 and 2. 26 jumps up a spot. He's moved to 3rd place.
Yeah, solid effort by a lot of these drivers. Brandon 6, obviously. Brandon Bowie. Jamie Graham, I believe. Hold on now. Jamie Graham looks like he's... Oh, maybe got some kind of a black flag. He did come out of the pits 3rd. Not sure what's going on here, perhaps. Maybe he got some kind of a black flag. Speeding or false pit exits, unfortunately, for that 87. Not good. But hey, tough break. But Emery, right now, hey, under caution, we have some time to talk about it. We got to give the chat our 4 favorite paint schemes. What are we thinking? I don't know. For me, if I had to pick 4 right now, I'm thinking Roger Pierce in that 27 looks so solid. I'm thinking, definitely Josh Larson in the 51, pink and yellow.
So I got Josh in there. I like that.
Love that. Jackson Anderson, I'm actually in there too. I like the 83. It's simple, but it's dedication to his father. Love that. And what else do we think?
Did we get? What about the number 26 of Devin? Did we have
Devin.
one?
That's the great 9/11 tribute paint scheme. Not exactly a throwback.
Not exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Number 12.
Number 12.
Marshall
Harris. Okay.
That's the one right there. Okay, we're gonna do. I like the number 12 there. I like him and Josh Larson. That's my top 2. I think we put them in there.
Okay, we're gonna add them in
Jackson. And Jackson. Put Jackson in there as well.
Jackson. Already. Loving that. Looking solid. And then honestly,
pick the last one.
Oh, see, that's tough. You're gonna do that to me. Roger Pierce. It's a tough one between Roger Pierce and Jamie Graham. I really, really love Jamie Graham's 87 paint scheme. Has the numbers off to the center or offset a bit up top. Tell you what, really, really impressed by that. I love that. So I'm probably gonna go with the 87, just because of, come on, you get the chrome on the side, the trim. They just nailed this paint scheme, looking so good.
All right, that's a top 4 then. That's what we're gonna do.
Or do we go 5? Could go 5.
That's up to you. That's your call.
Okay. We'll see what the YouTube...
Yeah, everybody at home is going to be the ones really going to be picking. But hey, before we get too crazy, the pace car's off. We're going to go back. Green flag. 15 a little slow off the restart. It's going to check up. But the 66 is gone on the inside. Number 26 is now in second. Going to run the outside lane. Green flag at Rockingham.
Looking good right here. Man, outside line for Brandon 6. Devin Smirker, watch out for him. Oh, Roger Pierce, hard into the inside wall. Oh, my word. Big
there,
contact.
He's going to keep it. Stays there against the wall. He's going to keep it clean. It's going to be green flag. No caution, so he is going to stay out there. Man, big hit. Now the caution's out, Steve. One more car loose. Looks like he's getting sideways.
Yeah, there it is. Right there. Man, that's a tough break for Roger Pierce. Looks like that caution might have come out by Jamie Graham. Commentator Curse just talking about their amazing throwbacks. And here we are, just unfortunately. Also, Brandon Bowie back here. What happened under that pit road? That is a tough break for a lot of these drivers. Let's take a look at what actually brought up the yellow flag. But I believe Jamie Graham is going to be at the center of this. Oh, man!
This turns right.
I've got a feeling. I think I know what this is, Emery.
Is that bump? Or what happened?
I don't think it's a bump. I think it's just a money shift in the corner. We'll go back a little further back, but I've got a funny feeling this is going to be a downshift that he did not want to do. It was just so abrupt, and I think that might be the case here. We'll watch it live. In fifth right. Oh, never mind. Man. Okay.
Just got loose there. Be interesting if he was shifting down. I say 90% of these drivers are in fifth gear around the whole track. But man, did he get on the brakes and just got loose and went straight up right?
Yeah, we caught it at the wrong time. But right now, it looks like just gets into the back of the 46. So Nick Simpson and gets loose. We actually thought, we saw it, boom, right there. So I thought it was maybe just a quick jolt to the right. Maybe a downshift.
That's a big hit.
Unfortunately.
Has some damage to that one, Steve.
Yes, sir. But him right there, and then Roger Pierce, heavy contact into the outside wall. Not good for sure. So, two drivers with the throwback paint schemes in a tough break right now, both on pit road, getting that service repaired. Hate to see it, but that's the track, Emery. Rockingham, it does not give an inch.
It does not give an inch. It does not disappoint. And if you get too much damage on those cars, you're on the pits. You can go laps down quick, as we probably see him go 4 or 5 laps down. And unless that car's okay, but man, that was a big hit on that wall.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what, Steve, also, man, one thing we got to think about here, we had a really good long runs in the first stage, but stage 2, we got to go all the way to 75 mark.
Yeah.
Been a different race early on here at stage 2.
That's true. A lot to happen right here. But real quick, right before they choose, we're going to go, actually, they're choosing right now. So you know what? We're going to just go right on board and watch what they do. A lot to go on right now. I'll tell you what, short runs, you're going to see a lot of these drivers later on in the race pick the outside lane on these restarts because they're going to want to, it's just the faster line. And down low is good for a longer run, saving those tires. And right now, for the most part, the majority of this race, it's pretty well split. Picking both sides.
Yeah, I think if I were to restart on this one early on here at stage 2, you want to be on the inside like you were just talking about it. We've talked about it early on, too, that you can just burn up those tires on the outside. It's easy to do. You're faster. Yes, you're going to get some good lap speed in, but, man, you can burn them up quick.
Great point. Well, hey, real quick, as we're coming to 1 to go here for the start of stage 2, we'll go right back and thank our sponsor, Harpoon Design. Come right back. Alrighty, Emery, we are back, and we are about to start, or try to restart, stage 2 on lap 46. Take us away, man.
66 up front. 26 now in second. Pace car's off, and we are going to go back racing here at Rockingham. It's been a lot of action so far. See if they can keep it clean now. A little bit of blinkage on the 26 on the outside, but looks like he's okay. Josh Larson back there too in that 51. Working well as the 18 of Young getting a big run. Now he's jumping up into third.
Solid job right here. Right now, this pack right here looking back. Everyone going for that top 10. It's lap 47, but lap 75 will come here pretty quick, Emery. Oh, we're seeing somebody kissing the wall. Frankie Barroso.
2 of them. Number 12's in the wall back there as well.
Matt Smith, tough break. Marshall Harris also in the inside wall there. Yeah, I'll keep it going.
Got a little battle here. Number 3 getting past the 55 with Thomas Meeks.
Woo.
Oh.
Tell you what, right now, this race is a late afternoon race, so the sun's going to go down. It's not ever going to get dark, per se, but this track should tighten up as we go, so better and better racing you would expect. And obviously, a lot of these drivers sometimes, hey, maybe you take that first stage, you use it as a practice, and see how they operate. Right now, DJ Honeycutt making a great move here on the outside of Jackson Anderson. Solid effort right now by all these drivers.
Yeah, good look right there. The 15 is going to go on the outside. The 23 of Trevor as well is going to do the same thing. Haven't talked about him too much. I think he's missed a couple races, but he's out here today at Rockingham, see what he can make happen.
Great job back in the pack. You can see a lot of these drivers moving up high, or at least apexing it in more of like a diamond-y fashion. So a lot of drivers compare this to a Dover, where you kind of diamond the corner, go up a little high, medium, and then come right back down. So really pretty cool so far from what we're seeing.
One driver that was kind of struggling early on, it's Frankie now in that 48, has jumped up plenty of spots. He's sitting 6th. Just got past the 18 of Young. I think he's figured this track out. Looking really good. I think he'll make his way up to the top 5, top 10.
And yellow flag is out. 4th caution of the day. Looks like it's going to be Nick Simpson here in the 46.
Take a look and see what happened on the 46. Thinking he got loose, Steve.
Yeah, 46 comes down to turn 1 right here. Yeah, I mean, it's just that treacherous turn 2. If you take it the wrong way, you're just going to get loose. And uh-oh, right in front of Lamphere. Oh, doesn't really make a lot of contact right there, but very similar to what Kaufman did earlier in stage 1 for the first caution. Has some right side damage, but I think he might be okay, Emery.
Michael in that 13 is always near some contact. It's not always him, but he sure has some wrecks in front of him. He's always gripping the steering wheel because you never know what's going to happen. He's always got action going on.
Exactly. Love that for sure.
Well, Steve, another caution out here, but hey, so far, good racing. 54 laps down, got to go to 75. Stage 2's going to be in here shortly.
100%. Right now, the poll's going to go live, so your 4 choices again are Josh Larson in that 51, Jackson Anderson in the 83, Jamie Graham in the 87 as well, and then Marshall Harris as picked by Emery for the number 12. So we're going to start that poll, and hey, let us know. Who is your favorite out of the bunch? And we'll have some fun. But right now, lap 55. Really, really cool stuff, man. It's gonna be a lot of cool going on. Am I seeing what I'm seeing here?
I see some drivers going in the pits. The number 12 is going in. The 66.
Am I crazy?
Sure what his plan is.
Am I seeing smoke coming out of that 66?
I don't know.
What was that we just saw? That's interesting. Not sure what's going on there. It might be just some, he's down there in the marble, so could be that.
That would be a huge blow to the 66 if he has some motor issues, but I think he's going to be okay as they're choosing. Love to see that choose car.
Yes,
nice
sir.
and orange so that you don't hit it. We've had a couple of those drivers do that, but hey,
Just a few.
it happens. Yeah, just a few.
Not many. But yeah, love that. Big shout out to obviously Harpoon Design for doing that. Great. Just a great thing. It's so cool. So love that. But yeah, we're gonna restart this race. Under 20 laps to go, Emery. I just feel like the intensity is gonna get higher and higher. We're gonna just keep getting there, and tell you what, it's gonna be. We're still almost halfway to this race, and to your point, yeah, it's been clean. It's been a good race.
It's been really good, and then a couple of these incidences coming out of turn 2. It's real tough. You get on it too early, you can really turn that car. But as the race goes on, we're getting closer. They're going to get more aggressive. They're going to try to fight for position, and we may see some more cautions, but it's just part of racing. But Rockingham has provided very interesting track to put on the schedule, but it's been a lot of fun, and I know it's been a lot of challenging. It's been a challenge for these drivers, and they're doing a heck of a job. Brandon 6 up front, 26 is in second. Fleming in the 88's in third. Larson, the 51, he's in fourth. I believe 39 of Mealy, he is in fifth. That's your top 5 drivers right now. Pace cars off. We're going to go back. Green flag. 75 laps to stage 2 is when this ends. Brandon 6 going to take us into turn 1 and 2.
Awesome restart right here. Keep in mind, Jamie Graham and Brandon Bowie, 2 drivers that we saw early on up front, they're not there anymore. Again, Jamie Graham had the issues before, and then Brandon Bowie, we're still trying to figure out what happened there. Maybe a penalty under pit road conditions, but either way, right now, Brandon 6 leads the field, and Devin Smirk or Josh Larson, they're right there to capitalize.
Love this battle with the 15 back a little bit farther, trying to get past Frankie in that 48. 83 of Jackson gets a little bit loose back there as well. He's going to go on the inside. Little check up. Bowie's trying to get by him.
Yeah, this right here is the Hornet's Nest, Emery. A lot of drivers right here in this group. As we see Tyler Honeycutt scraping that wall. Not too bad, though.
Yeah, Kenny Real back there in that 11. He had some pretty good practice times. I think he's being patient. He was talking to me early on, said he wanted to stay in the back. He thought there's going to be some big wrecks, but not going that way so far. A little bit of caution, but not a whole lot of cars involved as he's running that 911 Tribute. Great looking car there.
I'll tell you what, Kenny Real here, one of the good eggs, as they say. Such a good guy, and obviously right now, having a pretty good race, 21st place, but this is a long race. Expect him to be up front for sure. He's one of those guys that will just sneak up on you. Definitely one of the closers of our league here, so good to see him. Roger Pierce, again, has some damage right in front. Trying to make it work, trying to recover after getting loose and smacking the inside wall. Hate to see it, but that's how tough this race can be.
Absolutely. As we get some long runs here, we'll really see how these tires wear. These guys like Jackson in the 83 is going to run the top line. See how long he can do it before they drop down, because, hey, if you get some slick tires on this track, it is very hard to control that car. It's hard to control with fresh tires.
Yes, sir. Brandon Bowie making his way back up to the front, currently in 16th place. Ooh, Tyler Honeycutt, hold on to it. Saw him get loose right there out of turn 3, excuse me, but held on to it just fine. Smirker holding on to P2. Brandon 6 just leads the field, making it look easy right now.
Yeah, he's way ahead of the field. Almost a second now in that 66. Love that paint scheme as well. But you're right, 26 now in second, coming out. He's a podium guy. He can come out at any track and get a top 3 finish. He's just got to finish a race and try to get that win. But, man, he's been very strong. As we're also looking at the 51 of Larson. He's in third at the moment. He's running that high, almost mid line. As you're seeing Devin run the low line.
Yes, sir. Love this right here. Again, he's one of the ones in the poll. Let's go through the ones in the poll, actually. Josh Larson right here in that 51. Looking solid right there. And then also in that poll is going to be Jackson Anderson in the 83. Looking great right there. Paint scheme by his father. Then, unfortunately, a couple drivers in the back of the field. Jamie Graham in that 87. I think that's my personal favorite, if I had to say. And then Marshall Harris in that 12. Pretty beat up, but looking solid for sure. So go crazy, chat. Love to see it. Brandon 6 on lap 67. Holding on to that lead. Emery, I mean, right now, we're about the halfway point of this race, and to your point, stage 2 ends in lap 75, so a little bit under 10 laps, about 8 laps right here. I mean, what do we expect? Do we expect to see something getting crazy here, or are people going to save that crazy for stage 3?
I think they're going to save it for stage 3. As you see these guys kind of fanned out. It's almost single file, a little bit of side-by-side action, but I think they're going to run this all the way to the end of this stage, and then all gloves are off on that final stage to the end. We got to go all the way to the 134 mark. Fantastic racing in this stage 2. A long run. And guess who's taking advantage of these long runs? That's Brandon 6 up front. But hey, Devin's actually making a move here. He's in second, and he's gaining on Brandon. So I think that inside lane by 26 is kind of working out, being real patient. If he continues to do that throughout this race, he might find himself there in the battle to try to get a win. Love to see him up there in that top 3 spot. Speaking of 3, number 39, Amelie, coming out and having a great race. Good outing for him as he's looking real strong. 70 laps down. We've only got 5 more to go, and that will be the end of this stage 2.
Great effort right now. Daryl Young right now also in that 18, looking strong. But hey, let's just not forget about Thomas Meeks right now. P8 for Thomas Meeks. Tell you what, he told me pre-race this is not the track for him. But sometimes all you got to do is hold on to it, hold on to your race the racetrack, and look at the results that you get. Right now in P8, looking really, really good, really confident, looks like, taking the right lane, holding on to those tires. In the P8 finish, Robert Hassong, same thing. These two have surprised us this season so far. We know they're good drivers, but they do struggle at certain places. And right now, they are both making this look pretty solid. If they can hold on to top 10 finishing positions, especially stage 2 positions, man, that's a really strong effort by these guys.
Yeah, you're talking about Thomas Meeks in that 55. He's been really consistent this season. Season 5 it is, and I'll tell you what, I think Thomas Meeks got a little new gear. You check out his stream, he got a new headset, and I believe he got some other new stuff on that setup. So he's taking advantage of everything he can out here, running a really good race at Rockingham for this throwback presented by Harpoon Designs. Thomas Meeks, he's been real solid, consistent. He just needs to get that breakaway and get a top 5 finish and do what he knows how to do, as we're looking at the number 15 now, DJ Honeycutt.
Yes, sir. But coming around, Brandon 6 on lap 75 will be the winner here for stage number 2. Sweeps the stages here tonight for the Harpoon Design throwback race at Rockingham. Again, strong effort. Nobody so far can track down Brandon 6. Tell you what, it's going to get dicey. Right now, a couple drivers, Brandon Bowie having some issues, but right back up to P9. We know he's fast. Frankie Barroso in P5. Up 18 positions so far. He is catching and getting up there. So Devin Smirker, don't count him out yet. Joseph Mealy, stage 3, Emery, is it's about to get on, as they say. All these drivers are finding themselves into these positions to get there at the end.
It's going to be a wild one. I know that for sure at this track. Brandon 6, you're right. Stage 2 winner. That's 2 points for playoffs today now. That puts him at 31 points for the season. P1, winner of this race, going to get 20 points on the board. The next closest driver to him is Brandon Bowie with 7 points. Frankie with 6 points. 7 races in on this season. We are midway through. Everything counts now, Steve. I think rest of the season, you're going to really want to try to get points on the board early on to get there to the playoffs to try to win it all.
That's right. I mean, right now, Brandon Six has said it, right, in a couple of races ago in the post-race. He's like, hey, listen, this is his revenge tour. He feels like he deserves this championship after what's happened the last couple of times. As we're seeing, Devin Smirker actually beating off Brandon Six on pit road. So a great job there. What's so funny? Excuse me? Emery? Hello?
Oh, nothing. Sorry. Just a lot of stuff going on in pits, and they're out. And hey, that was pretty clean. Do you take 4 tires there, or you just get some fuel?
100% 4 tires. You got to get fresh rubber, right? You have to. I mean, this place is eating it up. And if you don't, it's going to be a bad day, right? I mean, we're seeing drivers take the high line. You know, right now, you feel like it's lap 77. There's still a long way to go. Right now, drivers have used probably 2 sets of tires. This is probably their 3rd of the day. So after this, you get that 1 extra set. If a late caution comes out or whatnot, obviously you want to use that late. But tell you what, a lot can happen here. And those tires here mean everything.
As we are now looking at the choose car again, I think right now you definitely want to pick the inside. That's just me. I think that low line, if we're going to go on long runs here at the end of this final stage of the race, I think you want to stay on the inside to protect those tires. Yep. You want to get up to the front, though. If you're kind of in that middle of the pack and you want to try to get up there, I've run that outside. So we shall see.
I would agree. Yeah, I think definitely, especially knowing that this, I mean, it could go green flag. Definitely is a tough call. Obviously, you don't know if that will actually happen, but if it does, you want to make sure that you're saving these tires as best you can early. When you do that, then when you have to take that last set, you can maybe wait a while to take them. So I think that's going to be the key here. You know, you don't want to, blow off those tires already way too soon, because the yellow could come out, and hey, you know what? The whole field's going to come down. Take their last set if they have it. And off they go. But right now, Devin Smirker going to be the leader here. What can he do in clean air? Or even just up front in general? We'll see how this restart goes.
I think he'll be real strong out front. If he can get in front of Brandon Six, and you're right, get that clean air, he might make a run. And so we still have that choose car logo on our screen, but we will get that off here shortly, as the pace car is going to jump out of here as well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And we're going to go back to green for this final stage. I am shocked. Holy cow, this race is going by. 78 laps down at Rockingham. It has been fantastic. Pace car is gone now, and 26 is going to take us into turn 1 and 2. Green flag's out. We're back racing at Rockingham for the throwback presented by Harpoon Designs.
Great effort. Brandon Six already making that move on the inside. Gets that number 1 position. Awesome job here. Hey, you know what? While the energy is high, we're going to go hit our Bring the Noise segment. Oh, hold on now. Nick Biddy, out of 4, got real loose. Stood on the brakes.
Hold on to it, Nick. He's still got it. He's there. Comes right back on the track and keeps it clean. 15 getting a little bit loose coming out of turn 2.
Awesome effort so far right now. But hey, you know what? This is the perfect time. Bring the Noise sponsor. Whoa!
We got a car now.
Jackson Anderson.
He's going right in the pits. Jackson. No. Keeps it out of the pits. Does he get in? Is he going to get black flagged? Let's see what he does. He's going to get a run through here.
Jackson.
Man, we were just talking about Jackson. Did so good all race. 81 laps in. He's going to turn the car, but we still got a green flag. He needs to get back on the track, or he's going to lose a ton of spots.
Yeah, tough break. You really can't, fly through the pits right there like he wants to. Tough break right there for Jackson, but hold on to it. No damage. Just has to keep it going. Right now, James Kaufman, after his issues back in stage 1, back up to 16th. So a great effort right there by him. As we're saying, Nick Simpson.
What guy? Yeah, go on.
Nick Simpson, yeah, just got into the inside wall there a little bit. Got loose. Man, oh man, it is heating up, Emery.
It is. Now, where did Matt Fleming come from in the 88? He's all the way up here in 4th now, running up here with the top 5 guys. Young's right behind him, and Fleming's going to try to chase down Mealy.
Tell you what, right now, great job by these guys. Matt Fleming, a part-time driver, so right now doing a great job, really showing up and showing out. Right behind him, though, Frankie Barroso, Daryl Young, trying to make it work. Frankie and Daryl really fighting right here. Solid effort. Daryl actually makes it work on the outside. Solid effort.
Larson making that outside run work as well. Now Frankie's on the inside, and he's been stuck there. I don't know if he wants to be there or not, but it looks like he does choose that lane. Maybe trying to save some tires. A lot of racing left. We're only 85 laps down. So a lot of time here, Steve. They got to still keep it together as we got quite a long run here at the end of stage 3. Or final stage.
Yes, sir. Man, look at Josh Larson. He is scraping. Look at that. The bottom of that car. What kind of setup does he have? He is scraping that bottom of the track. Looking good, though. He's making it work fast right now in P8.
Man, it's so slick coming out of that turn. Multiple cars having issues with it, but they're making it work. Not getting too squirrely. We saw Jackson get way loose. That's coming out of turn 4, but man, everyone's doing a really good job. 87 laps down now. Brandon 6 still up front, running a 23.95. Not quite a second ahead of 26. They're right there. I don't think he's looking for a caution. I think the 66 want to keep this long run happening.
Yes, sir.
Because he's staying up front.
Hey, a few drivers we haven't really talked about yet right now. Trevor Zlasny and then Jonathan Wright right here, back to back. P11 and 12th. Right now, looking very solid. Jonathan Wright looks like he was struggling a bit in practice early on, but right now, I'll tell you what, looking great. I haven't talked much about him this race, but right now, P11, P12 for Trevor Zlasny. Again, at that throwback in that 23Z. Looking great right there, but awesome effort by these two drivers. Very good to see. Kenyon Reel back up to 14th. Side by side, Johnny Honeycutt.
Another driver we haven't really talked about is Robert Hassong in the 8. He's kind of in this mix here, trying to get past the 15 and the 51. He's running that outside lane now, trying to make it work. He's getting into the top 10 position. Can he make some moves here? 90 laps down now here at Rockingham.
Yeah, these last 44 laps are going to go by really quick. So right now, these drivers, they can't go the entire way on fuel. It's going to be really close. So a green flag pit stop will definitely be due if they were to go green flag the entire way. One caution flag, I believe, will let them keep it going and not have to have a green flag pit stop. But we'll see how this goes. Emery, I'll tell you what, I'm pretty impressed by how this race has gone. A couple of cautions, obviously, we expected that. But as minimal as we've had, I'm very impressed.
Yeah, if we get a green flag pit stop, that is going to change everything. I know a lot of these drivers have been out here putting a ton of time in here, practicing, trying to figure this track out. But a lot of times you make the mistake of not practicing getting in your pits. It's not easy on this track. It's a mile long, and pit entry is very tough to get down there and get in there safely. So if that happens, man, it's going to change everything. 92 laps down now, Steve. Fantastic race so far.
Exactly. I mean, you said it. I mean, it's only a mile long, and it's this bumpy, it's this banked. It's crazy. I mean, after this race, there will be tired drivers. Arms tired, legs tired. No joke. That's just this place. This place will beat you up and just throw you out. I mean, it's the same size as like as a Dover, New Hampshire, Phoenix, but it's just so much more aggressive. And right now, you're seeing it. A lot of these drivers bouncing around all over the place. But I'll tell you what, these are 27 of some of the best iRacing drivers on the platform. And you can see it. All these guys doing a great job, holding on strong, and producing a hell of a race.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Season 5 has really changed everything. We would have not have seen this in Season 4. It's just the competition, the skill base, I just don't think was there. We went to the drawing board, you make some changes, and now Season 5 has really come together, and it's been fun to watch all season long. We're already 7 races in. We're halfway through the season.
Yes,
7
sir.
more, and then we jump into that all-star race, which these drivers are going to vote on. And then we jump right into playoffs.
That's
a little
right.
early, premature to talk about that, but man, it's been fantastic. This season's going by so quick.
Actually, Cat's been out of the bag, so we can announce that the All-Star race, typically we have the drivers vote on which track they want to go to. Usually it's a track that's not currently on the schedule. And the drivers have chosen Chicagoland. So we're going to go back to that Chicagoland track for the All-Star race. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'll tell you what, always produces a good race. Cannot wait for that. Right now, a bit of some house cleaning here. A couple drivers back in the pack we want to let you know about. Right now, Joe DeVete out of the race. Marshall Harris down 4 laps, still on track. So looking solid right there, holding on to his finishing position. Hopefully he can get some more positions based on, if anybody else wrecks out or cannot complete the race. Jackson Anderson, we just saw him crash right there out of turn 4. Came down pit road, lost a lot of time, but right now, currently, again, a lap down, 25th place. Roger Pierce, major damage when he hits the outside wall. Hit it pretty hard right now in 24th. Nick Simpson as well, just trouble right there for himself. 23rd place. Anthony Williams, Michael Lanphier, haven't really talked much about them. Have had a pretty good race, Emery, I'd say. Just bad luck and just unfortunately a tough track.
Yeah, it's really tough. And I was watching Nick Simpson when you were going through those names, and he's kind of falling back here. I think he's just taking his time, and you love to see that. I mean, he's not out here overdriving the car. He's doing what he can do, and he's staying on pace. He's in 23 position, but gotten some damage early on. Let's see if he can keep it together, make a race out of it. Now we got one driver against the wall. That's a 25. That's James Kaufman. Man.
Yeah, I just got loose battling side by side Matt Smith and just happened to just get loose again and just kind of kiss the wall. Doesn't look as bad right now, but gets it back going.
Could have been a lot worse there late in this race. 100 laps down. We only have 34 to go. 101 laps down now. Brandon 6 still up front in the 66. That number 26, though, is still on his tail. Brandon makes one mistake. He's going to make that pass, take the first position. Million at 39. He's sitting there third. Bowie now. He's in 4th in that 54. Frankie has also jumped up in that 48 in the top 5. So they're making their way back. Still, these guys in that top 10, anybody can make a move and try to get this win. Very good competition, very good driving for all of these drivers out here at Rockingham. And this race, it's going to come, I think it's going to go all the way to the end. It's a big, bold statement. I really think as I say that, we get 2 cars involved. Why does that always happen, Steve? Man, they kept it very... Oh, no. Jeez.
Hey, but tough racing side by side. It's not easy to pass drivers here. Everyone wants to, just go up, dive in the corner, and sometimes that other car is there. But hey, we kept it green. We're good.
We are good. That was big contact on that door. He went down, and that's easier said than done. It looked easy up here in the booth, but when you're on that wheel, I know he was driving that car as hard as he can to keep it off the inside wall, and fantastic job by him. Still green here at Rockingham.
Love to see this right now. Lap 104. We are 30 laps away. Right now, we'll hit a quick commercial break. Almost forgot. A non-stop, as we like to say around here, for Race Day Live non-stop. We'll come right back. You won't miss a thing.
And we are back in Rockingham after our non-stop side-by-side commercial break. But guess what? We've got some pit stops, and it's a green flag pit stops as these guys are coming in, going to get some fuel, tires, and get back out there. There's going to be a lot of big movements on the board, Steve. 108 laps down. Brandon 6 is still out there. He's your leader. He's going to have to come in and get some fuel.
I'll tell you what, everybody will have to come down for fuel, but you know what's crazy about this? The undercut here will be absolutely massive. You get the tires early, you come early, you get the fuel, get the tires you need. You're going to be so much faster than all these drivers on track until they pit. I think these drivers who pit now, they might be in that catbird seat. Matthew Fleming coming down pit road. Watch out for him. I think these guys have what it takes to try and steal this win away.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The undercut, the early pit stop there might pay off for these drivers. I know 6 out there. He's going to try to save as much as he can and stay out there as long as he can, as some of these guys are coming in early, getting some tires and get out there with 25 laps to go. Strategy is in play here at Rockingham. Unbelievable green flag pit stops. So much action right now. Love to see it. It's going to come down to the wire. Who is going to take the win? I cannot wait to see who's going to finish first here at Rockingham.
That's right. And then some drivers, hey, maybe they take that 2 tires, right? Maybe they be a little bold. A Brandon 6, a Devin Smirker, would not doubt if we see them take 2 tires here, just to stay out front of these guys on the 4 tires if they think they're confident enough. But right now, anything can happen. To your point, Brandon 6 still up front. Frankie Barroso, Daryl Young, they've been together a lot so far this race. Right now, Frankie finally gets around Daryl, making it work. Jonathan Wright, P7. Look at him. Told you what, earlier in the race, he's just one of those guys that just gets there to the end. And you have no idea how he did it. And right there,
Yes.
looking solid today.
That's what it's all about. You want to stay there. You want to be patient, and he's doing it. He's up there now, looking real good. Another driver, Kenny Rill, is now broke the top 10 position in that 11 car. Let's see if he can stay up there.
Now, here's the thing, Emery. If you're one of these drivers who undercut, you do not want a caution. Because if that happens, you're trapped a lap down. Donnie going to be coming in right now, pit road, Honeycutt. Right, actually, a fantastic job coming down pit road, down in the entry. So, fantastic job. But Emery, I'll tell you what, do not have a caution come out right now if you're pitting before the leaders do.
Absolutely not. Brandon 6 just kissed the wall a little bit up front. I don't know if that's going to cause any big damage or not, but he's looking a little loose out there. As now also the 18 looks like he's getting a little bit of loose. Man, crazy action here late in this race. 20 laps to go. 6 still up front. Bowie in second. 26 is in third. Frankie just got a pass. Now he's jumping up to third spot.
Here we go, Devin
26
Smirker.
jumping back to 24. Yep, he's pitting.
So your P2 is coming down pit road. Devin Smirker, what does he have for Brandon 6? If he has the speed, again, he come down and get the undercut, get the fresh tires, he will be faster. And here he is, Brandon 6 coming down pit road. He was forced to do that with Devin coming down pit road and his teammate Bowie.
I was just going to talk about teammate strategy here. You're really communicating with each other, trying to figure out when you want to pit. What's the strategy call? I think a lot of these guys staying out real. Man, Frankie out there, they're both out there staying. Crazy action. 66 right there is going to make a pit stop. See how good he's going to get back out of the pits.
Takes the right side tires, obviously. Got a feeling, I knew it. He was going to take those 2 tires. Bold enough to do it. Very, very smart move by Brandon 6. Obviously, 18 laps to go. Got to get back up front right now. But Frankie Barroso is your leader. Gets that 1 lap lead bonus point. So there he is. Jonathan Wright right now in P2. Josh Larson in third. They have not pit yet. This might be a smart move again. If a caution comes out right now, everybody's a lap down. Your top 6 are on the lead lap.
Yeah, you're one of those drivers staying out. You are really driving that car as hard as you can because it's going to be way loose. It's going to be slick out there for him, but let's see if they can hang on. Frankie, Kenny Real, Larson, Wright, all still out there on old tires. What can they do?
Oh, hold on.
Get a little loose there. Man. Holding on to it. Robert Hassong in the 8s get a little contact as well on the inside. He gets through there. 55 of Meeks is through.
So close. I'll tell you what.
16 laps to go.
If you're Jonathan Wright right now, or Josh Larson, Kenny Reel, you are praying for a caution to come out. In this pack right here, this might be the pack that does it. There's a lot going on here today, Emery.
Absolutely. They are hanging on for dear life. 15 to go. They're running out of time. Does it pay off for them to stay out? Now we got the cars with fresh tires going to be coming up and see what they can make happen, as now Kenny Reel's falling way back in the pack. Falling through the field. 25's by him. The number 5's going by as well on the outside.
Amazing job. Frankie Barroso still in the lead right now. Gets passed by Brandon Bowie, but he's technically getting his lap back. So keep that in mind right there. If the caution comes out, Brandon Bowie and Brandon 6 are on the lead lap. Devin Smirka right now on those fresh tires going to try and get past Frankie Barroso. That's the magic ticket to get yourself back on that lead lap. If the caution happens, they're good to go. But hey, you know what, Emery? We haven't talked about this. Did somebody save the fuel? Did Frankie pull a fast one here and maybe saved the fuel? Is it possible? I don't know. But tell you what, if it is, that's pretty wild.
I'd love to go on board to see Frankie how he's driving this car in the 48 late in this race. 12 laps to go. He's probably pretty smooth running that inside lane.
That car is not handling well. Cutting off the engine. So is saving fuel to a degree. Devin Smirka right there up front passed him with ease on the fresh tires, but Frankie is saving a little bit right now, way off throttle.
Yeah.
Interesting call. I think he's thinking we're going to see a late race yellow. I don't think he can save the fuel all the way to the end. That would be pretty wild to do that. But hey, I have seen crazier things happen in this league, so we will see what happens here. But Frankie Barroso still leading the field. Jonathan Wright in P2 and Josh Larson third place.
And 6 is coming though. He's now up in 4th position with 2 tires. He took the right sides only and making his way through the pack pretty nicely. You're right, Larson, Wright, and Frankie in that 48 still up front. Brandon Bowie in the 54, he's in 6th. Kenny Reel drops down, or actually he's in 8th, so drops a couple spots. 10 to go, Steve. So much action. It's going to be wild, man. Old tires, fresh tires, saving fuel. What is going to happen at the end of this race?
Crazy. I'll tell you what, I can't talk enough about just the testament to these drivers to make such a hard track like this a minimal caution race. It's, I mean, we've had races earlier in the season that had more cautions, and just really impressed by these drivers. You can just tell sometimes early in the season when you know you have the right guys, and we definitely have the right guys for this ASRA Cup Series. Really proud of them. 8 laps to go here. Who's going to win?
Putting on a show today at Rockingham. You talked about it, not an easy track, as now these guys got to battle even more with the old tires. Some of these guys got 2 fresh ones on the outside, and I think it's going to pay off for 6 as he's making his way through the field. He's now going to pass the 04 of Wright. He's in 2nd. Now he's got to track down Frankie for the win. 7 to go. Can he make it happen? He does not want a caution, because then everybody can go down and get fresh ones at that point.
That's right.
Man, oh man, what's going to happen, Steve?
I'll tell you what, Frankie Barroso again, praying to God for that caution flag to come out. But even if it does, he's still in a decent shape, but he'll be a lap down at that point. Oh, I'm sorry, in P2 at that point. So, I mean, if a caution flag comes out in this last 6 laps, that saves a lot of these guys who haven't pit yet. But tell you what, anything can happen. But barring catastrophe, Brandon 6 is going to catch Frankie Barroso here pretty quick.
Well, he's got to battle through these cars, though. First, he's got a lot of traffic that he's got to make his way through. Now he's getting on the inside, passing the 29. 8 almost contact with Meeks in that 55, but kind of lets off a little bit. He's got a lot. Does he run out of time, Steve? He's got to get through all these drivers to catch Frankie. 5 to go now.
It's a tough break. I mean, Frankie Barroso still is not pit, so he must have enough fuel to get to the end. Very crazy. Nobody expected that to happen, but you're right. I mean, Brandon 6 has got 7 seconds on Frankie Barroso. This is a mile-long track, Emery. I don't know if Frankie can go the way, I don't think 6 can catch him.
I think there's going to be a long shot for him. Frankie in the 48 making a big call to save fuel. It might pay out big for him as he's going to get a win possibly at Rockingham if 6 cannot track him down. If this stays green, he might be your winner. 66 is still back there trying to battle through the field. He's running out of time. 3 laps to go now, Steve.
5.5 seconds left to go, but Brandon 6, so much lap traffic to get through. It's just not impossible to do. It's not possible to do, especially with 3 laps to go. Fresh tires, yes, but so many cars to get through. Right now, Frankie Barroso, 5 seconds ahead. He is saving whatever. Oh, caution flag is out.
Caution flag is out. Man, oh man, Frankie in that 48 did not want to see this happen.
Oh, well, tell you what. Oh, boy.
And that changes everything for all drivers, especially Frankie in that 48.
It sure does. I mean, this is going to force the hand of a lot of the top 10. They're going to come down, get those fresh tires 100%. Someone might risk it and not take those take the tires, maybe just right side tires, or stay out. If you're a Jonathan Wright who just came down to pit, you might stay out and see what happens. This is going to get wild, Emery.
Yeah, it's going to get crazy. Kenny Real, I know, wanted that caution. He was running out of steam. He had some old tires, but see if he can bounce back. This is going to change up the lineup for everyone, as now you're looking at it, 6 up front. Oof. Brandon Bowie is in second, the number 26 in third, Young in the 18 fourth, Larson in that 51, he's fifth. That's your top 5. As majority of these drivers are going to go in and try to get those tires and come back out. Man, oh man, unbelievable.
Yes, sir.
Events. Late caution, Steve. I know Frankie is just pounding the steering wheel because that's something he did not want. As we're looking at a replay and see what happened, gets pinched on the outside and into the wall.
Yeah, the 12 of Marshall Harris tries to go on the outside, just comes down just a hair into Nick Simpson. And unfortunately, major damage there on Nick Simpson's 46 machine. Marshall Harris as well comes down into that right there. DJ Honeycutt sneaks in on the outside. Does a pretty good job getting through it. But yeah, tough break for Nick Simpson. And that car is not going to be happy right there.
Yeah, he's got some big damage to the front right of that Bass Pro Shops car, Nick Simpson. That's probably going to do it for him today. He may be able to get back out there, but huge contact late in this race. That will bring out our first caution, I believe, at the end of this stage.
Yeah.
And now they're going to jump back out there and see how they finish this race with 3 to go.
So this is where we're going to see a lot of strategy, obviously, right? So we're going to see right now a lot of drivers take the wave around if need be. They want to finish on the lead lap, obviously. We had 12 cars on the lead lap at the end of that, or at that yellow flag. So a bunch of drivers are going to be held a lap back unless they take that wave around. So that will definitely need to be addressed for sure by them. This is going to be a green, white, checkered finish. We do get 3 of them. So that's going to be something to keep in mind for today. So Brandon 6 leads this race, Brandon Bowie in P2. But Daryl Young, Frankie Barroso, Matt Fleming, Jonathan Wright, I believe all these drivers just came down pit road for their last set of tires. So a very smart move if they were in fact doing that. So you would think Brandon 6 and Brandon Bowie might be sitting duck right here. We'll see what has to happen. Obviously, this could change everything at the end of this race. To your point, Emery, I mean, Frankie didn't want to see it. At the same time, Brandon 6 didn't want to see it because he was tracking them down. And now drivers have fresh tires, maybe more than 6 does. This is going to be a shootout.
Here's the other thing here. This is the important part. The choose car. I think this is where you probably want to choose up top, and the majority of the drivers are doing it. Interesting strategies here as they're going to decide where they want to start. Man, oh man, so much going on late in this race, so much going on during the race. Not believe it here. Green, white, checkered flag, Steve. We've only had a couple of those this year. we're going to have one at Rockingham for the throwback race.
Yes, sir. I believe actually this might be our first one of the season. If I do recall, I could be way off on that. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure this might be our first of the season. So pretty crazy. And hey, I'll tell you what, you never know what can happen. But pace car is lights out, and this is gonna get pretty wild. Who's gonna win today? You said it earlier, Emery. We might get a first-time winner. I'm starting to think we might as well, because this could go down. Daryl Young right there. Watch out for him in the 18. Jonathan Wright, 5th place. Matthew Fleming. Michael Lanphier, P7. Tell you what, hold on to your butts. This is gonna be wild.
A lot of these drivers making late moves to get up to the top 10, getting right in that position where they can fight to try to get the win here. I cannot wait to see what happens on this first turn, 1 and 2. Who's going to come out victorious today? 3 laps to go. Green, white, checkered flag. Once they cross and the white flag is out, no cautions, we'll crown the winner. Green flag again here at Rockingham. Brandon 6 and Brandon Bowie out front. Brandon 6 gets a huge jump on the inside. The 18 of Young is now in second. Who's going to take the lead here? 2 to go. When we cross, white flag is out. And who knows what can happen after that. Single file out front, looking pretty smooth. 3 of these drivers going to battle it out. 6 looking very strong. Young's going to get past on the inside. Bowie makes the charge. He does get the pass on the inside here. 6 all alone with clean air. White flag is out, Steve. This is the final lap. The Rockingham throwback.
Ooh, big wreck behind.
Contact in the back. 3 cars involved. Nothing's changing out front. Brandon 6 is going to come out and get another win. Huge win at Rockingham. Can number 48, does he get through? Holy smokes, and they're wrecking after their finish. 54 in the wall. 6 Young and Frankie Barossa, your top 3. Brandon Bowie in the 54 is in 4th, and the 04 Wright, he's in 5th. That's your top 5.
Woohoo.
Spectacular finish at Rockingham.
Man, look at some of these drivers right now. Brandon 6 walks away with his 5th win of the season already. Tell you what, dominant performance. We weren't sure at that restart right there, but that 2-tire stop proved to be what it took. The leaders get that massive jump advantage on these restarts, and he took full advantage in that number 66. Great job by Brandon 6 here today again. Tell you what, no one can stop him.
Steve, it's not a fluke. It was so hard to pull this win off. I mean, obviously he got that late caution, but so consistent all day long. It paid out for him, and he got another win here for season 5. Unbelievable performance by him. Big finish by number 18 of Young. He's in 2nd. Top 3 podium finish for him. Fantastic job. And Frankie in the 48, top 3. He got that 3rd spot. What a race, Steve.
That's right. Frankie Barossa continues his top 3 streak by finishing 3rd. Amazing job. Daryl Young, solid effort right there. We'll talk to him in just a second. Finishing P2, his career best so far in the ASRA Cup Series. Brandon Bowie 4th. Jonathan Wright, we talked about him, man. Hey, the closer, John Wright finishes P5 after an eventful race for him. Kept it clean. Top 5, I'll tell you what, I can promise you he is jumping up and down for that. Very, very good race. Fleming in P6. Joseph Maley, P7. Devin Smeriker, really solid run today again, but P8 today. Kenny Reel, 9th place. Josh Larson, 10th. And then down the field we go. Great, great effort. Right now, we're going to go thank our sponsors. We'll come right back, folks, to talk to our podium.
And we are back here at Rockingham with a fantastic finish of the race. Brandon 6 was your winner. We're going to talk to all the top 3 drivers, and we're actually going to figure out who won the Throwback paint scheme. Steve, who's our winner here? Let's take a look at the at the votes.
So our winner, let's go back to the old replay camera and we can give you a nice show here. But the winner of the best throwback paint scheme voted on by the chat is going to go to Mr. Josh Larson here in that 51 Murphy's Mechanical / MK2 Aerospace machine. Love that. Again, throwback to Neil Bonnet car back in the day. That pink and yellow, cannot miss it. But he's going to be your winner today for the best throwback paint scheme voted on by the chat. Love that. Great job by Josh Larson there. And Harpoon Design for designing that car.
Yeah, not surprised by that one. That's just such a good-looking car. That number 51, Josh Larson. Big thanks to everybody at home watching at Race Day Live. Thanks for voting and tuning in today. Good viewership. We appreciate your support. Well, Steve, we want to talk to our top 3 drivers. Let's bring in Frankie. Hey, Frankie, you got a copy?
Yep.
Well, you know what we're going to talk about. That late run, about 3 laps to go. That caution comes out. You were saving fuel. What was going through your head when that happened, man?
And I got to insert the Fast and Furious meme with Paul Walker. Dude, I almost had you. I almost had him, man. I knew I wasn't going to beat Six or Bowie or even Smirker or Mealy with pitting. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to put this out in the air. I got to give props to Kenny Rowe, because I wasn't going to do it. The thought hadn't even crossed my mind until he said something about fuel. I took a look at the fuel. I'm like, it's risque, but you know what? I already had a win, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. And I was this close. I was that close.
Yeah, Frankie, you were so close, man. That late caution, obviously that ruined the day. But Brandon 6 was battling with some traffic back there. I don't think he was gonna catch you if it stayed green, man. It's just tough to see, but good job out there for a top 3.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just happy that 6 won. Or I would have been okay if either 3 things would happen. Either I won, a Bowie Esports car won, or a Throwback car won. So I would have been happy either way. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm good with top 3, even though I didn't put any practice yesterday. I didn't put any practice. I'm like, oh well, here goes nothing. I'm gonna be a fish out of water. I turned the first lap. I'm like, oh boy, this is gonna suck.
It wasn't easy, man. I tell you what. But everyone did a good job. It's a fantastic race. Frankie, you got another podium. It's gonna put some more points on the board for you for the playoff run. You want to thank your sponsors real quick before you get out of here, and congratulations.
Yeah, man. I'd like to thank Bowie Esports for bringing me on. All my teammates, Matt Smith, Kenny Real, Brandon Bowie, Brandon 6. Also like to thank you guys, obviously, for putting on the show. I also want to thank iRacing for, I don't know what they did with this North Wilkesboro, Rockingham track. It was so much fun tonight. We could run. There was legit multi-groove racing, and that's all we want in any track. You know, the ability to move around and kind of find grip, lose grip, find grip, lose grip, find grip, and it was a lot of fun. And you know, props to I think it's Chrome Goose. Yeah, Chrome Gooses for Daryl. That was a lot of fun racing him. I'm glad he got a P2 out of that. And yeah, just thank you to everyone that makes this possible.
Absolutely. Well, Frankie, congratulations. You got a top 3. We'll see you next week, I believe, Iowa. And congratulations again. And have a good night.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
All right. That's Frankie, your P3. Now we're going to bring in Daryl Young and that number 18. He was flirting all day long with that lead, that top 5. Daryl, you got a copy?
I do.
Hey, very consistent run today at Rockingham. Tell us a little bit about the track. It seemed like you had it figured out early on, but man, oh man, I know it wasn't easy.
Well, I did some practice, and my mindset going into this race was just I'm going to race the track, and not only race the track, but just pretend like it's practice. I'm just going to go out there, not worry about anybody, and just pretend like it's practice, run around, and tried multiple things throughout the race. Tried the high side, tried the low side. Pretty loose getting off the corners, made a couple little mistakes, but I sorted it out and had a good run.
Yeah, P2, man, you can't be upset with that. Like I said, you did a fantastic. You were consistent and patient. I love that paint scheme you got up there. That gray goose with the American flag looks really cool. You want to thank your sponsors real quick before you get out of here?
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the paint, yeah, it's a Throwback Tommy Ellis number 18, raced back in the 80s. Obviously, Brantley from Harpoon Design did a great job on the paint. Shout out to him. And also shout out to my teammate Roger. He really helped me out here, and we ran some laps today, and he gave me good advice. And also thanks to Mark Whitley and John Smith for helping me out on the track with crew chief and being the spotter. It's great.
Cool. Well, that is Daryl Young in 18, finishing second today. Congratulations. We will see you next week, and good race.
Thank you. See you later.
All right, you take care.
You too.
Well, one guy we've talked to plenty of times, Brandon Six, your winner here at Rockingham. Not going to say he got lucky because he didn't. He battled and did exactly what he needed to do. That caution came out late. He was trying to wake his way through the field, and it all worked out for him. Brandon Six, your P1 winner. Brandon, you got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going, fellas?
Good, man. Hey, congratulations again. You're up here in the booth with another win on Season 5. What were your thoughts on the track? What were your thoughts when you were trying to battle and try to catch Frankie as you were running out of time? Because I think there was only about 4 to 3 laps left when that caution did hit.
Yeah, I told Frankie, I was like, man, can you really make it? Because I was kind of surprised that he said he thinks he could make it. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, how can he make that? And then I was thinking, like, with the clutch and saving, how slow he was going, it was probably doable. And he said he was super close. Like, he might have been running out off of 4 if it stayed green. I probably would have got to him right on the last lap. I don't know if I would have actually passed him, but I would have definitely gotten there. I think I was also talking to Frank. I was like, I think I would have had a shot at him if I didn't have that lap car on the backstretch almost wreck in front of me. That was a scary moment. I thought I was going to die. So, but honestly, the race was very good overall. I was very impressed by everybody. Everyone did a good job tonight. The track was probably the best track I feel like we've raced this season. It allowed for multi-group racing, both top and bottom. It was definitely a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, what a change. I mean, before the race started, drivers were really concerned about the track, and this turned out to be probably one of the best races of the season. Next week, we go to Iowa. Before we do that, I just want to say congratulations again, and do you want to thank your sponsors before we get out of here?
Yeah, for sure. I would like to thank Mamacita, the foundation I'm running on this car tonight. It's kind of a little throwback to myself. And then thank Battle Beaver, who's my primary sponsor throughout in every race. Obviously, Team Bowie Esports, Steve for putting on this league, and then obviously you guys for putting on the broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, good job. You got another win. You're on a mission this season, and good luck next week in Iowa.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right, that's Brandon Six in the 66 with another win on Season 5. Rockingham did not disappoint. I love to see all these drivers come out here and do what they did. They put on a show. What a fun race for the Throwback presented by Harpoon Design. Steve, I'm kind of speechless, man. What do you got for this?
It's just tough to say, man. I mean, we had just such good racing throughout the entire race. I mean, obviously there's some takeaways here and there. Not necessarily aggression, but just like in general, right? A lot going on, a lot of tough conditions. The track is not easy, but like Six said, hey, multi-groove racing, tough track to handle, and overall, hey, 27 guys getting around this 1 mile behemoth of a track is pretty wild. I'm very impressed by these drivers, and it just goes to show that, hey, when you get the right guys together, they can produce some good results. And right now, we showed that again today. So, love to see that. And man, I'll tell you what, I'm really, really pumped for Iowa next week. Our first night race of the schedule. Going to be a lot of fun. That place is typically loose itself, so we'll see some nice action there. 3/4 mile track. Going to be a blast right there. Last season, arguably one of maybe the best races of the season. But I'll tell you what, cannot wait for that. Short track racing. We're getting to it.
Yeah, this did not disappoint. I think it was probably up there with, if not the best race of the season, Rockingham Speedway. Big shout out to the drivers. They did a fantastic job. Top 10 drivers. Good job for you guys. Everyone at home, Race Day Live, thanks for tuning in again. Thanks to all our sponsors, especially Harpoon Designs for this throwback race. Admin Box, Units, Moving Portable Storage, Battle Beaver, Sim Motion. Hey, season 5. We're past the midway now. We go to Iowa for some short track action. I cannot wait for that. Thanks for everybody tuning in. We will see you next week, and good night.